Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and we're going to be talking about the Phase 2 Young Lando combat mission today. This was my first time running through this mission. I did pre-record it for you guys, so we'll be watching that. I'm going to talk through the strategy, the modding. This is one of those characters, this is one of those characters that I upgraded as a part of my competition with Egnards. I had never done this because my guild really didn't need help in Phase 2. But I need as much help as I can get to beat that account. So, you know, we got to bite the bullet here. So we're going to be doing the Young Lando mission. I'll talk through the modding, the strategy, and a lot of what sparked this video was just looking at some of the content that was out there. All of it kind of recommended using Supreme Leader Kylo Ren Unmasked, Hux, and Sith Trooper. And I kind of was looking at that and I was like, wait a second. I feel like it would make a lot more sense for me to use Darkside Rey instead of Sith Trooper. Like, she's way better for that team than Sith Trooper is. And so I kind of took a little bit of a chance, but using that gut instinct, you know, I felt better about it. So we're going to show you guys the footage, kind of explain why this works and what we're trying to accomplish with that. So let's give a huge shout out to our channel members, as always, for their continued support. If you are ever interested, you know where that link is. It's below, along with link to the Discord server. Go check it out. Thank you again for keeping the faith, believing in me, whether you're just on the council or you are a Wampa or Jedi Master. I really appreciate you guys being a part of the Fat family. I am so excited to see where we continue to grow this channel together too, because it's hit some amazing heights. So let's get in here. Let's talk about some TV. Now, real quick, your mods on Young Lando do not matter. Okay, we're going to cover that right now. Mods on Young Lando do not matter. And honestly, even to a degree, they don't matter on Hux. Hux is there. He's definitely best for Phase 1. In Phase 2, you'll see it doesn't really matter. So my Hux, not really modded that great. It's kind of an older modding with the tenacity. I should just put more health on him, but, you know, it's a list of projects. Kylo Ren Unmasked. Now, this is an important one. We do want to make sure you're modded pretty well here. I'm adding a good bit of defense percent through secondaries, through the set that I'm running, and then max health everywhere else. If you can get any extra protection, that also works, but max health and defense are the keys with Kylo Ren Unmasked. And what we're really going to be going for here is his unique ability here, where Kylo Ren recovers 8% health whenever he takes damage. That is one of the most important aspects of this kit, is that you know, recovery here. That 8% recovery is so incredibly important. Then we've got Darkside Rey. I've got her modded as a speed set and a health set. We've got all max health mods here with a speed arrow, and then lots of offense where we can manage it. I do think the offense, having used her a little bit more now, I definitely am seeing where I think that offense does make a big difference, so I do like that. And the abilities that we're really looking for her here, number one is this one right here. The Kylo gains 10% ultimate charge. That is important, as well as this ability to shock, where you can call him to assist. The bigger thing is he's going to gain Siphon. That Siphon is obviously important. Finally, you have this unique ability down here, and even without the Omicron, whenever an enemy is defeated, all characters lose 100% turn meter, and all First Order allies gain advantage for 2 turns. The reason that's important is because we're going to be pairing up with this ability right here. Whenever a dark side ally loses turn meter, they gain 10% of their current max health and protection stacking. This whole entire strategy hinges on getting Kylo's health to ramp to obscene levels, and then we're going to win. That's the entire strategy here. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to pull up the video here. I got to pause my music, but we're going to pull up the video that I took today, and we're going to go ahead and watch this here. So here we go. Oops, you guys can't see that yet because I'm a dodo. Hold on. Bear with me, please. We're still trying to work through all the kinks of, you know, me having to do this stuff. So there's my media player. Okay. And there we go. All right, there's media player. So what you guys will see is we stun that officer right away. That's a super important play. You want to stun the officer. We want to leave the stormtrooper available. What I want you to pay attention to is is, all right, right there. See of this 11,000 health? That's the recovery that he's getting. So we want to pay attention to the 11,000 health there, as that number is going to start growing here. Right? So then I target this guy and stun again. We're just trying to build up some stacks of Siphon a little bit. So Kylo Ren Unmasked already taking a little bit of damage. We don't like to see that. And again, you do not, big thing, you never want to stun the Stormtrooper. Leave the Stormtrooper go. So now look, we're at to 13,000 already, and then we're just going to start doing a little bit of swiping here where we can. Right, we're just going to eventually get an ultimate. Look, 16,000, 17, 19. So then all that's going to happen is that max health is just going to start ramping. And we're just going to hit some obscene levels. So again, hit our ultimate here, and we're going to keep moving through. The biggest thing you want to avoid is we never want to stun the Stormtrooper. We want Stormtrooper to stay alive. That is crucial for success here. Look, 61,000 max health recovery, 74,000. It's just going to keep going up and up and up. So then I just start swiping at this point, you know. I'm like, all right, I don't really know who to target at this point. We're just going to go ahead. I mean, 74,000. And the big thing here, when you watch Kylo Ren Unmasked take hits, he's not even taking like 74,000 points worth of damage, right? Like, look, that's 19,000 damage. So they're not going to be able to kill him in this phase right now. Like, we're beyond the point of the amount of damage they can deal. They're not going to be able to kill him. And then, boom, we just killed an enemy. And we just killed another one. And our max health is just ramping up. Now, I'm trying to see if I can get a snippet here for you guys. Look, 90,000 right there. 90,000. Love to see that. So that's when Kylo is starting to get to those dangerous points, is when he's healing for that much on a turn. That's what we want to get to. Look at that. 145. I mean, he just gets to just some crazy levels in phase 1 alone. And I'm not even really milking this thing. Look, 200,000 damage. 233. I mean, that is exactly what you're trying to do here, is get him to the point where his max health is ridiculous. And that's all you want to do. You don't care about building stacks of Siphon there anymore, because it's all going to disappear. So then, look, you just have to, look, Iden goes, deletes the entire team, but look at the, you know, max health on Kylo, Darkseid Rey, and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. They're just, you know, look, they're hitting him hard. 50,000, he's got healing immunity, but because we've ramped his health and protection so high, it doesn't matter from Kylo's unique ability. Look, 180,000, barely doing a thing to him. And then I end up poking here. I probably should have just done the swipe to be safe, but I figured I had time, so I wasn't super concerned. But the smarter play here is 100% to swipe to dispel their, to dispel the healing immunity. And I think, I'm trying to remember, I think that's what I do here. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, I swipe. They've got, look, 600,000 damage. 600,000 damage that he's healing for every single time. They can hit him for a lot of points, but that's 600,000 for every instance of damage. They are not taking him out with that. So at this point, I know it's over. And again, I keep the Stormtrooper going because I want my Kylo Ren Unmasked to just hit some, look, 800,000 health at this point. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. This is, you know, the best strategy that I feel I can use at the moment, is just making sure that Kylo just keeps going and going and going. So again, we're going to keep just moving along here. Look at that, Iden hitting him. And again, he's got that healing immunity, and we're just going to swipe it away. Oh, I don't even swipe it away. I'm just like, you know what? Build stacks of Siphon. I've got time. Because, I mean, look at that. They're dealing, he's probably taken, you know, 300,000 damage at that point and nothing, right? So you're pretty comfortable at this point that they're not going to get to him, not going to be able to kill him, right? He's almost unkillable. Let's swipe away. Look at that. Millions of damage, millions of health coming back in at this point. I mean, it's craziness. That's exactly why this is so important. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to take a screenshot of him taking max health damage, and of course it's not going to work. I'll really have to play with that a little bit. So, yeah, at this point then, you're just kind of waiting around on your ultimates. I mean, again, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of damage. And then the fun part here is that once we start swiping and killing people, you know, his max health goes even higher, right? Not that it matters at this point. Like, look, 4 million damage. 4 million again. I mean, that just easy as pie. Easy as pie at that point, right? So, guys, that's the video. You know, it works really well. I think that's going to be the strategy moving forward. And if I'm you guys and I'm looking for, if I'm a guild and I'm looking for some easy combat waves, that's absolutely one of them that players can kind of trip up on, because to be honest, you do get some pretty decent options for some combats on Geonosis to get done that you can kind of use your Kylo over here. So with that, like, subscribe, comment. I love you all. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.